I have a surprise for you today. Are you ready?
I'm excited. What's the surprise?
So I took a poll on Instagram and I asked people, do you want to hear about crazy dating stories? And it was unanimously a yes. And I've brought on the line with us, Janine. Say hi.
Hello.
And she's here because she's been sending me her dating updates. We're friends. And she's like, Aleeza, you won't believe this one. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is the story? And then she tells me the story and I'm like, no, for real. And then she screenshot the conversation or shows me what it is. She goes, this is really what's happening. And I was like, oh gosh, I got to know if people want to know this and they want to know all about this. So are you ready to hear our first crazy dating story?
Is it crazier than, aren't dating stories usually crazy?
They are, but hers are crazier. You tell me, you could judge after the end of this one. All right, Janine, we're giving you the floor. Please tell us the crazy dating story of the day.
Okay. So again, right, I like to make a caveat. Always, I'm so impressed with people who put themselves out there and are trying to find their person. Kudos to them. It happens to be that I have a friend of mine's brother I'm in contact with. And I've known him, I have to tell you, I've known him 15 years. So there's a significant amount of time that I've known him. And we've been friendly. We've been friendly the whole time. Happens to be that I got divorced and he got divorced. And then he's like, hey, let's get together. And I was like, I don't know. I think we're okay, right? I think we're good. We're good the way we are. And then that was like, let's say that was right at the beginning. And then like through the time frame, there was this event. There was an event coming up. And he was like, I want to take you to this event. I'll pay for it. And maybe you could bring the alcohol and we'll just hang out as friends. And so Aleeza, like, right, like, I think I may have sent you a message because I'm like, I don't feel like that's
red flag. Come with me. I'll pay for you the event. You bring the alcohol. We'll have fun.
Exactly. So in my head, I'm like, that sounds a little bit like a date, which is okay. But I would say no. Like if you're saying, hey, we've known each other a long time, let's hang out. Okay, yeah, we can hang out. But at the same time, I don't want it to be that there's a misunderstanding. So, okay. So I sort of, it didn't work out. The timing didn't work out then either. So then there was another question of let's get together and I'll bring the alcohol and we'll, right. And we'll hang out. And so again, I'm like, this again sounds like a little bit like a date.
Wait, wasn't this something about your house? Wasn't there like,
Oh.
I'll just come over. We can just hang out.
That, right? She's got the story. So the story, right? Sorry, I forgot for a second the timeline. So the question was like, should we go hang out somewhere to do work? Or maybe can I come over your house and I'll bring some alcohol with you and then we can just work at home. And so, right, to me, I'm like, okay, going out with alcohol still sounds like a date. If you come into my house, right, I'm like, I feel like, what's the right words, Aleeza? I don't even know the right words. Like, what is that? Like, that is for sure a very intimate, very personal, very like, we're going to get private and personal there. And that's not the vibe I was going for. Right. So in fact, after I said no, I said no to that, I got another voicemail, which was like, listen, I really think we are going to hit it off. We should get together. I don't see why we're not getting together. And so,
can you give the guy credit for trying?
Yeah, he does. Totally deserves credit for trying. Totally
he deserves credit for trying. But I forgot one thing at the beginning of this, and I forgot. I just remembered it at the beginning. He's like, I want us to hang out. I was like, listen, I just wanted to be clear. I'm not going to flirt with you, and if you flirt with me, I am going to throw up on you. And so
she said she texted or messaged that to him. She actually said that to him. So it wasn't like she was like unclear, like, I don't know, maybe we could hang out or whatever. It was like, I'm going to vomit on you. I don't want to date you. I'm going to vomit on you. That was her. I was like, well, that was a little extreme, Janine.
It is it's extreme, but I feel like it's clear. I'm like this, right? I'm trying to be clear. So really, really, I'm
That's
not
clear.
coming at this. And so, right. And apparently that was not a strong enough deterrent. That, by the way,
Oh, he didn't get the message?
No,
I
that's
know.
why that happened at the very beginning, and then he kept messaging her. Let's hang out. We'll go to a party. Let's hang out. I'll come to your house. Let's
Wait.
hang out. We'll go have a picnic.
Hold on a second, Janine. You said that you're going to vomit on him, and he still didn't get the message?
I got to tell you what, the truth of the matter is my vomit is pretty special.
See, why wouldn't anybody want to date her? She's so fun and funny and fun-loving and playful. Like, she's great. You just have a great personality.
Exactly. So right, exactly. I did say that, and I think it was clear. And kudos to him. Like, I'm all about perseverance. Kudos to perseverance. And at the same time, there should be some.
Well, I think that like
acknowledgement.
there's 3 strikes and you're out. Then there's 4 strikes and you're definitely out. And then there's stalker. I'm going to call the cops. Stop it. I'm not just going to vomit on you. I'm going to have you arrested. Right? Like, I think that
There's got to be. You got to get the point that that's pretty obvious that you're not interested.
Right.
Right.
Right. And I like the person. It's not that I don't like them. I very much do like them. I think they're valuable and worthwhile and a wonderful person, just not for me.
I'd love to just take a step back at this story for a second and talk about, can men and women have this kind of platonic thing going on?
No, this is a survey says no. Here's the Aleeza thing. If I don't like you, then you like me. And if you don't like me, then I like you. There's always somebody that's liking somebody in some direction.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a problem. And that's just like, clearly, even if she's like, cool, we could be friends. You can't be friends. He likes you. He's always going to like you. He's always going to try. Even if you're going to vomit on him, he's still going to love it and be happy. So it's just isn't going to work.
Like, what's with we're not good romantically, so let's be friends thing? It's almost like the next stage after a date doesn't work. Like, you feel bad. Why can't we just say the thing?
No, because then we go from I don't like you to friend zone. Cool, we could hang out. You're a good person, just not good for me because I don't want to say no and walk away from you forever because that's kind of mean. But it's not mean. It's just clear.
I like the clarity, Janine. I like the clarity.
Rabbi has this thing, say the thing. Like, just say, and good for you for saying the thing and good for him for being persistent and trying. But, if he's listening, he should stop because like the next level is like bringing the police in and a restraining order. And I did once have, one guy say to me, he's like, well, I was like, I was telling him to be persistent, to try, you never know. And he's like, well, actually, I got a restraining order. And I was like, okay, wrong person to say be persistent to. Wrong person. So there are times when you should not be persistent. And this is one of them. You should just listen. If somebody says, I'm going to vomit on you, that is girl talk for no.
No.
Can
we get the Aleeza advice for men who obviously, because I think this example and this story is a great example of men who just don't get it. If you're a man, how do you know when? Okay, well, when
to stop? How do you know when to stop?
How do you know when to stop? I mean, this obvious when I'm going to vomit on you, but there's other things. Most people are not so direct.
Right. So, if you ask her out and she says no, and then you do ask her out again and she says no, and you ask her out again and she says no, and that's in the period of, a couple weeks to a few months, then you should stop asking her out. If you want to revisit it, wait like a year and see if she changed her mind, but probably not, and only try once. That would be my, 1, 2, 3 strikes and you're out. Wait a whole year. You could, say something once again. If you both happen to still be single, she's probably going to say no. Every once in a while, like 99.9% of the time, they're always going to say no. But like that 0.0001%, somebody might say yes. So like a year later, you could ask again, but then that's it. Just one and done. And then you got to wait a whole nother year.
Can he throw the ball into her court and say, if you're ever interested, I'm available?
He doesn't have to. She knows that.
Okay.
That's just obvious.
Well, maybe he doesn't know that.
He doesn't know that. But he doesn't need to say that to her, but he should know that. That's a good message. Like, she's clear that you like her, and if ever she's interested, she's definitely going to reach back out because she knows that you're a for sure yes.
Will she reach back out?
She might reach out to like go to the company party. I don't know. Go to a company party. Go to a family event. Go to a ball game. I don't know. She probably won't because she doesn't want to give him the wrong idea.
Right.
But she could. But she shouldn't. That would give him the wrong idea.
Exactly.
So there you have it. Thanks for the crazy dating story. We'll be back with another edition soon.